She's like, how many bodies is too much for a woman to the point where you would not marry her? A lot of dudes, their average was like 10. So what do you think? I guess even back in the day, right? Yeah. Wait, is that too little?
Wait a minute, maybe things have changed. No, that's too much.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay, what is up, YouTube? Today we are going to do a blind react to Andrew Tate, and joining me is my lovely father, who does not know who Andrew Tate is.
Well, kind of. I've heard the name before. I heard that he has this kind of tumultuous relationship with women and.
Define tumultuous.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I've just heard that that a lot of women don't like him, but I don't really know who he is.
But yeah, for the most part, yes, he has been known in infamy because of a lot of things that he says about women. A lot of women do not like him. Some women have gone as far to say that men who like Andrew Tate are very toxic.
Gotcha.
Okay, so we're just gonna blind react to some of his videos. You let me know what you think.
Okay.
Don't message me about depression because I don't believe in it. If you're asleep in your bed in the middle of the night and you hear a noise and you believe in ghosts, now you're afraid. But if you don't believe in ghosts, it's the wind and you go back to sleep. You give the ghosts power by believing in them. Your house is only haunted if you believe in ghosts. Belief is a powerful thing. If I were to stand in front of you and I were to tell you that I could...
Already.
Because he says, well, he's given the power to if you don't believe in ghosts, then you don't believe in depression. But what if depression believes in you? Because you can not believe it, but it doesn't mean that you're not going to be affected by it. So, I mean, overall, I probably, if I had to side, I would probably side with him because I get what he's trying to do. And what he's trying to do is he's trying to combat this weak mindset of woe with me in society.
Have you ever seen anyone with a vape? Have you ever sat in a room? So we go, wait, let me just, a vape's done charging. Load it up. And then some motherfucker's like, it's bad for me. Duh. The fuck? How are people surprised by this shit? And now they're all over Twitter and on the news. Maybe we should do something about it. No, don't do anything. If you're so fucking stupid, it didn't cross your mind at some point that permanently sucking on this vape was going to damage you in some way, you deserve what happens to your dumb ass. No. And what kind of parent lets their 16-year-old vape anyway? If I had a 16-year-old son, he's like,
okay, we're only 2 videos in.
So, okay, again, I have to disagree because he's saying, because some people are just duped. I mean, some people just just fall for the okie doke, and it's not that they're bad people or they lack intelligence. Some people are just in their own kind of echo chamber. So if they're, let's say their dad smokes, and then their dad stops smoking, hypothetically. Their dad stops smoking, but he starts vaping. There are some people who say, oh, that's great, because he's going to a lesser thing. So in that echo chamber, in that environment, vaping is not as bad as some other things. You follow me?
I'm going to give Tate the W on this.
Why?
Because I feel like people should have personal responsibility for their actions. We all understand this. As a world, as a global unit, we understand that smoking in general is not good for you. Granted, we can argue.
He said he didn't
wait,
say smoking.
Wait.
He said vaping. Vaping and smoking are two different things.
Yeah, no. We understand that nicotine as a drug is not good for the human body. So personal responsibility.
I can hear. He probably would have been better off saying, do your research before you do dumb stuff. Do your research.
So the delivery is what.
Yeah. From what he's saying, what I would take from that would be, youngsters, do your research.
Okay.
Before you.
All right. Do your research.
I don't think most women can actually genuinely understand how lonely the majority of men are. Yeah. And you need to truly understand, if you're Joe Schmo, average in nearly every way, in Starbucks working, you ain't getting a DM ever. You girls will never be lonely. As much as you might be unhappy with the possible suitors, you can at least fuck about and flirt if you feel sad. There are men out here in the world who have genuine loneliness. And I can prove this statistically. Why do you think it's all the men killing themselves compared to the women?
I mean, there's some truth to what he said, but I don't know. Statistically, do men kill themselves more than women?
Statistically,
still,
yes. Statistically, men have a higher suicide rate than women do.
in terms of society, we're redefining a lot of things, and so I would, think that maybe even the way women, because women define themselves more in a masculine, what it is to be female has more masculine traits than it had before. So I would think that, well, maybe because women are trying to think more like men, that maybe they're killing themselves. Because you're taking on the stress, taking on the responsibility, out the kind of out frontness of a man, and so that's why I asked the question.
But okay, so do you think men? So to his point, that men experience true loneliness more than women do. He I guess he used examples. Even if like a woman is lonely, there is always a man out there who will be willing to give her attention.
Yeah.
As opposed.
Well, he's talking about sex, and that's.
Well, I mean, we can even get rid of the sexual aspect. Let's even talk about just in general. If I just want somebody to kick it and talk it and get love to, as a woman, do you think it's more easier for you to get that than for a man to do that?
It's safer for a man. Like,
All right, so Dad, let's say I am really sad and lonely, right? Do you think it is more likely that I can find a man who's willing to not even have sex with me, just be like, hey, I'm really sad, I'm really down, can I talk to you, like, just like a random stranger? Do you think it's more than let's say one of my brothers?
Yeah, because if you just went to a bus stop, sat there and looked sad,
someone's gonna approach me and be like, hey, beautiful.
Someone, what's wrong? How is it? As a female, as a male, that's less likely. Mm-hmm. I to that extent I agree, but he was talking about sexual, and I'm not sure because again the way that we're redefining femininity, now it's kind of like chic for women to be like really raunchy like men in terms of like multiple sex partners and all that kind of stuff.
I would disagree. I would disagree only in this aspect. Do I believe women are becoming a lot more sexually active and liberating? If we're gonna call it
I believe that. First of all, I will agree. Word.
Yes.
Now it's just it comes from under the covers. It wasn't fooling me.
Yes, from a societal standpoint, we could say, yeah, go ahead, girl, do what you want to do. But if we're coming to like interpersonal, like, do you think men would be okay with a woman who have?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not. The again, it's not even only use words acceptable, but it's known, it's proclaimed, it's in the kind of social the community where we talk about women having sex like men and women being like men, but when you talk to the average man, nothing's changed.
Okay.
Nothing's changed in 100 years. We do not want a woman who's been sowing her oats. We definitely don't.
Okay, so I asked Rod this question, okay? Because I actually was watching a YouTuber, Pearly Things. I like watching her stuff. And she went around and she asked people, she's like, how many bodies is too much for a woman to the point where you would not marry her? Mm-hmm. So a lot of dudes, their average was like 10. So what do you think? I guess even back in the day, right? Yeah. Wait, is that too little?
Wait a minute, maybe things have changed. So
wait.
10? Oh, no, that's too much.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You think so? If a girl was like, "Hey, you've been talking to her, and you find out like first date, you guys come up with the aspect of body."
She got more than 3 or 4. I gotta think about it. You know what I'm saying? Let me consider some other things. You know what? What's your economic status? Where you? And then I want to know. Okay, if you had 5, then why 5?
Okay, so why do you think 10 is too much? What do you think
I think 5 is overdoing it.
What do you think? But why do you think 5? Like, how do you?
In my mind, and so this is my personal. The way I see life. I see life, and I see love, and I see sex a little differently than most people. Mm-hmm. I think that it is something that's very honorable and is sacred, and so. Things that are sacred, you don't do all the time, and you don't just do whenever. Mm-hmm. That by definition, they're sacred. They're something to be cherished. And so when you find men and women, I don't give men the excuse either, that go around and have multiple sex partners. And I think, and I've shared this with you before, that a lot of the turmoil that's in relationships nowadays stem out of this idea of this kind of, we're going to date until we find the right person. The problem is every time you date somebody, not only do you give, but you receive something. And then over, over 4, 5, 6 years, 6, 7, 8, 9 people, now all of a sudden when you find the right person, now you have all of this baggage that you carry from all these other people. And I think that's trust issues. Exactly. And a lot of times when you're in a relationship and you're having issues, you're not even responding to the now, you're responding to the baggage, the stuff that you got through. That guy reminds you of the other guy who cheated on you. So me personally, I don't think that the modern dating, the way we date, and even forget modern, just overall, just try until you buy. I don't really so I don't really agree with that. And so when you ask me about women and why 5 or why 5 is limited, because I feel like she is sacred and something to be cherished. Like when you say, "Oh, 5," I'm like, 5, because we go in our minds like this sacred.
Shoot, but you're actually lower. Why? The majority of, but you're also older. The majority of men, and they're around like men my age, they said 10.
Oh my God. Things are changing. I'm not saying that you don't marry a woman who's had 10.
But they were like anything more than 10, they would be questioning. If I brought a guy here and I was like, you asked me about his body count and I said he's had 20 bodies. Yeah. How would you feel as a father?
I would feel like he's not good enough for you. Okay. And again, back to the psychological part of it, the baggage. I would be concerned about why he has had 21, because a lot of times these people who have multiple suitors, I guess you could say, there's something wrong with them. There's a reason why they can't keep anyone. There's a reason why no one wants to cherish them. There's a reason why. So if he's at 20, I'm like, okay, well, what's wrong with him?
Could it be that he's not necessarily trying to have anybody cherish him at that time, but he's just trying to have a good time? Like a lot.
Okay. And then again, what's wrong with him? Because it's like, okay, so you mean after 20 suitors or 20 women, you haven't recognized that there's something wrong with you?
Well, I would be 21.
With what you're leaving with some of these women. Not all of these women come into the relationship or come into the situation agreeing that you're gonna just have fun. And so the devastation, and I'm sure there's much devastation. There are probably novels that can be written from the devastation that a man leaves who has 20 suitors. If he's just kind of like on what he's been on, I'm like, you better run.
Get the shot.
Yeah, run, don't look back.
So for me, I was like anything more than 5, I would personally be, because like you said, I'm considering like, okay, like, why is it that now you want to settle down? And because when I am dating you, I do outline that, yes, I'm not doing this just for a fun time. Right. But because I'm dating you specifically, I'm doing it with intention.
Indeed.
So anything more than 5, I'm kind of like, okay, well, my question is, why is it now that you've decided that you want to settle down?